Hello everyone, I'm MVL and welcome to my video game pickups for June 2019. As per usual, gameplay footage included for every game on this list. And first up we have Ducktales for the NES. This is an action platformer. You control Scrooge McDuck searching for hidden treasure across 5 fun and thematic levels, from the Amazon to Transylvania and even the Moon. Although Scrooge cannot directly attack, you can instead use your cane to knock blocks into enemies or jump on their heads, using it like a pogo stick. You can also use this technique to open chests and hop across hazards. That's Ducktales for the NES. Next up we have Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link for the NES. This is an action-adventure platformer, and is unusual as the gameplay is side-scrolling, whereas the norm for the series is a top-down perspective, as seen in the original game and others thereafter. Despite the change of style, it's still a great game. Taking place directly after the first game, Link is on a quest to save Zelda, who is under the effect of a sleeping spell. You set out into the open world and into many towns, caves and dungeons, ducking, jumping, slashing and getting your health restored by NPCs suggestively. That's Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link on the NES. And next up we have Super Smash TV for the Sega Master System. This is an arcade game, and the story reminds me of The Running Man as the game takes place in a futuristic and bloody violent TV game show setting, and the gameplay reminds me of Robotron a lot. The only downside is the control, as on the arcade this was a twin-stick shooter, but the Master System controller only has a D-pad to move and 2 buttons to fire. It works much better on the Super Nintendo, where you have 4 buttons to fire in all directions. That's Super Smash TV on the Sega Master System. Next up we have Wonder Boy for the Sega Master System. This is a platformer. Brave deep, dark forests, cross endless oceans, endure arid deserts, all the while fending off nasty creatures and natural disasters. Until you find her, until you rescue your girlfriend Tanya from the clutches of a brutish king. That's Wonder Boy for the Sega Master System. And next up we have Castlevania, the new generation for the Sega Mega Drive. This is a platformer, and is also known as Castlevania Bloodlines overseas. It's a spine-tingling, blood-curdling 6-level nightmare, in which you have to prevent the vampiress Countess Bartley from resurrecting the master of all evil, Count Dracula. This game was subject to some censorship, among other alterations notably in the title screen. Dripping blood from the text was removed and the pool of blood at the bottom of the screen was changed to water. Regardless, the only Sega entry into the Castlevania series is epic, so join vampire fighters John and Eric and get ready to whip it good. That's Castlevania, the new generation on the Sega Mega Drive. Next up we have X-Men for the Sega Mega Drive. This is a side-scrolling platformer. Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops and Nightcrawler join Storm, Iceman, Archangel, Jean Grey and Rogue to stop Magneto from carrying out a diabolical plan. Lying in ambush are murderous arch-villains Juggernaut, Sabretooth, Mojo and Deathbird, with their armies trained to terminate the X-Men. That's X-Men on the Sega Mega Drive. And next up we have Ghoul Patrol for the Super Nintendo. This is an overhead action game, and is the lesser-known sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbors. The main attractions at the library's Goblin exhibit have come to life, as the Ghoul Patrol go back in time and de-spook an encyclopedia of zombified historic dudes. Vaporize garbage can ghosts and ninja spirits, rescue bug-eyed librarians and wigged-out pirates, dodge flying books and adolescent eating plants, and ultimately put the beastly spirits back in the history books. The game also features a 2-player co-op mode which lets you team up for double the dose of ghost-busting adventure and enjoy cool weapons from plasma rifles to suction cup arrows. Ghoul Patrol to the rescue! That's Ghoul Patrol on the Super Nintendo. And next up we have X-Kaliber 2097 for the Super Nintendo. This is a side-scrolling hack-and-slash platformer. The special forces of Neo New York have been decimated. Only Slash and Alex survived. Unfortunately, Raptor, a villain bent on world domination, has abducted Alex. So take control of Slash as he uses his magical sword X-Kaliber to battle level after level of foot soldiers and shapeshifters. The game lets you enjoy sword fighting through multiple levels with a large number of enemies, and also features a 2-player mode. Save Alex and rescue the world in X-Kaliber 2097 on the Super Nintendo. And next up we have Magical Tetris Challenge for the Game Boy Color. This is a puzzle game that combines Disney characters, RPG elements and Tetris together in one awesome package, and whilst it may not measure up to the PlayStation or N64 versions, it does a good job of being its own different game rather than a scaled down or more limited port. It features several game modes including Quest mode, and you can unlock extras throughout the story. Plus Tetris is fantastic. I'll pretty much pick up anything Tetris related. Need I say more? That's Magical Tetris Challenge on the Game Boy Color. And next up we have Santa Claus Jr. for the Game Boy Color. This is a platformer and an exciting race against time to save Christmas. An evil witch has kidnapped Santa Claus and his reindeers, so a fairy helper enlists the help of a young boy to defeat the witch and rescue Santa in time for Christmas. Santa Claus Jr. takes players on a thrilling journey across 60 huge Christmas levels set in 6 amazing worlds. With a superb mixture of great graphics, enjoyable gameplay and captivating storylines, Santa Claus Jr. is a truly magical experience. The question is, can you complete all the missions in time to save Christmas? That's Santa Claus Jr. on the Game Boy Color. And next up we have Herdy Gerdy for the PlayStation 2. This is a strategy puzzle adventure game. Prepare to be amazed in the wonderful world of Herdy Gerdy. Never before has a video game offered such depth and innovation. Herdy Gerdy's fantasy adventure features unique gameplay dynamics that merge within a vibrant, living world. Explore diverse areas of the island where lush, lavish meadowlands are as commonplace as dark, eerie towns. Herdy Gerdy blends puzzle-solving storyline and platform elements to create a new phenomenon for the PS2. PlayStation World says you've never seen anything like Herdy Gerdy. It's easily one of the most striking titles on the PS2. That's Herdy Gerdy on the PlayStation 2. Next up, it's Mortal Kombat Deception for the PlayStation 2. This is a fighting game. An ancient evil has returned from beyond death and threatens the very existence of the realms. Will the champion of the Elder Gods have the power to defeat this threat born of deception? The game lets you experience multiple fatalities and interactive multi-tiered arenas which include brutal death traps. There's also free-roaming adventure in Conquest mode and board game strategy in chess combat to enjoy. Your soul is mine in Mortal Kombat Deception on the PlayStation 2. Next up we have Rumble Roses for the PlayStation 2. This is a wrestling game that I found in a charity shop for a really good price, and I've been looking for after previously picking up Rumble Roses XX on the Xbox 360. The game describes itself as girl-on-girl wrestling action, featuring an intimate story mode, naughty and nice alter egos for each wrestler, and a sexy interactive dressing room and messy mud wrestling matches. Anyway, the game uses the same engine as WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, so it actually plays really well, featuring fun, fast-paced arcade-style fighting action as opposed to the slower, more modern wrestling sims of today. So get in the ring with the gorgeous Rumble Roses for a bit of rough and tumble. That's Rumble Roses on the PlayStation 2. And next up we have Tetris Worlds for the PlayStation 2. This is a puzzle game. Tetris Worlds is everything you love about Tetris and more, with beautiful 3D graphics and 6 variations of Tetris gameplay. Hours will seem like minutes as you try to surpass your best score. The gameplay is completely addictive and deceptively simple, and up to 4 players can compete at once in split-screen action in arcade mode. But it's the ridiculous over-the-top story mode that I enjoy the most, where an alien planet faces the ultimate crisis as their sun is about to go supernova. So it's your duty to open the Tetriant portals to other planets so your people can flee to safety. Far out. That's Tetris Worlds on the PlayStation 2. And next up we have Crimson Sea for the original Xbox. This is a mix of hack and slash and third-person shooter with RPG elements. The game boasts heart-pounding cinematic quality real-time graphics and lets you feel the rush as you decimate swarming enemy masses. You can fight for your life as you are surrounded by hordes of over 1,000 enemies at once and battle liquid aliens that change shape as they attack. You have customizable futuristic weapons with which you can shoot, slash, and call upon neo-psionic energy blasts, whilst exploring 6 futuristic worlds in over 20 stages, including floating cities, vast deserts, and underwater metropolises that await you. That's Crimson Sea for the original Xbox. Next up we have Quantum Redshift for the original Xbox. This is a racing game. 22nd Century Racing is faster, deadlier, and personal. In 2102, racing has evolved into a worldwide obsession. The Quantum Redshift World Championship is the ultimate test of speed, skill, and cunning. 16 elite pilots battle in their signature customizable ships, fueled by deep personal rivalries with over 150 weapons at their disposal. There is absolutely no reward for second best. The game also features 4-player split-screen action. That's Quantum Redshift on the original Xbox. Next up we have Destroy All Humans! Big Willy Unleashed for the Nintendo Wii. This is an action-adventure game. Crypto is back to probe the world and take on the funky 70s on foot in his UFO and behind the controls of his Big Willy mech. The game lets you take to the streets and unleash massive destruction and demolish everything in sight with a devastating arsenal of weapons and alien mental abilities. And you can also destroy all humans together with cooperative play or compete head-to-head in a variety of action-packed missions. Unleash your Big Willy in Destroy All Humans! Big Willy Unleashed on the Nintendo Wii. And finally we have Galgun Double Piece Limited Edition for the PlayStation 4. This is a rail shooter. The limited edition includes the game, an art book, and a DLC costume pack. In this game you fend off girls in super shooting action. The game promises alternate story paths and the ability to zoom in for epic pantsu. Honestly, it says that on the box. But seriously, the gameplay is very good. I'm a big fan of shooters and this doesn't disappoint. The story is that your character is shot by a student Cupid angel with a love arrow, but in a panic at the presence of a rival demon angel, she accidentally ups the dose 32 times. The result makes every girl in the academy madly in love with you, so the Cupid grants you the power of a pheromone shot to subdue the chasing girls in a euphoric state. You must now take care of the demon angel and are also tasked with finding your true love to end your affliction or be cursed to a life of loneliness because every girl wants a piece of you. That's Galgun Double Piece Limited Edition on the PlayStation 4. And that's it. Those are all of my video game pickups for June 2019. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a comment to let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. And if you'd like to, you can also support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you for watching. I've been MVL, and I will catch you next time.